So in simple terms, the word invest means to put time, money, or effort into something in the hope that it brings you a profit or some sort of advantage. So if you didn't know, I turned 30 last year, and I've been reflecting on lots of different things in my life, and I've been reflecting on what I've done in the past in my 20s and the things that I want to continue doing in my 30s and beyond. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to invest in yourself, how to invest in your present, and how to invest in your future. And I'm going to be focusing on 5 main topics. First, of course, is money and financially investing. The second is in your health. The third is in your knowledge. The fourth is in travel and exploration, and the fifth is in your creativity and in your passions. So if you want to continue watching this video and you want to find out how to invest in yourself today, then continue watching, and don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what your investing journey looks like. So as I mentioned, the first is about money. Now, I couldn't speak about investing in this video without touching upon financial investments, because that's probably the most commonly spoken about aspect of investing in yourself and in your future. My biggest regret in my 20s is not starting an investment process or thinking about investing a lot sooner. I think by the time I actually thought about investing properly, I was probably in my late 20s, 28 or something like that. Before that, I just kind of thought about saving my money, and never sort of how can I grow my money and putting my money into things that can actually reap me rewards while I sleep. And actually, I'm probably not alone. Women statistically fall behind financially compared to men, and that's the biggest reason is because we invest less. And even if I think about like when I speak to my friends about money, we never speak about investing, and we rarely even speak about money. And my conversations about investment are normally with men in my life, so like my brother or like colleagues. When I'm with my girlfriends, we never really speak about money and investment. And research also backs that, showing that 61% of women, they'd rather talk about their own death than talk about money. That's quite shocking. So ladies, what are we gonna do to change this statistic? Well, I want to introduce you guys to a platform called Female Invest, who is sponsoring the segment of the video. They are Europe's leading financial educator, and they target women and non-binary, but everyone is of course welcome, and they've got paying members from around 77 countries around the world. And Female Invest are on a mission to close this gender gap. Investing money is really important, which is why I've written it as my number one thing for investing in yourself and investing in your future. Because the more money that you have, the better lifestyle that you can have. And to be honest, let's be completely honest, money equals freedom. It allows us to do what we enjoy. It allows us to participate in what we want to, rather than just doing what we can afford. As women, we need to learn more about investing, speak about it, be in communities, and Female Invest actually have a weekly webinar, free webinar that you can sign up to, and I'll leave the link for it in the description bar down below. And I've actually learned 3 things from the Female Invest platform about investments. So the first is to invest gradually. So taking your time. If you have £1,000, don't just spend all £1,000 on one investment or one particular type of investment, and rather invest gradually. Maybe do £100 first and then another 100. So that's my first top tip. The second is to always do your homework. So always think about what is it that you're investing in. Don't just think, right, this person's doing it, let me just jump on it. No, think about it, do your research, do your homework, ask around, ask the experts, come to Female Invest, ask the community. And the third is to be critical. So it might be one particular type of investment might be really popular right now, but it might not be the one that's right for you. It might not be suitable for your particular financial situation or the kind of investment that you want to make right now. So always be critical, always ask yourself questions before investing, rather than just jumping on bandwagons. So as I mentioned, Female Invest have an online community, which is probably one of my favorite features, because like I said, women don't really talk about money, and this is a really safe and open platform where you can ask questions about really anything. And I've seen women speak about like how much they're earning, how much they have in their savings, like specific numbers that we never really talk about anywhere. It's quite like hush hush. One of the topics that I've seen mentioned is to do with pensions, and also there's a massive pension gap in the UK between men and women. And it's a bit strange because, well, it's not strange, but it's interesting because women live longer, but we usually have less pensions. So actually we have less to survive on for a longer period of time after we retire. So it's definitely something that is impacted by the fact that there's a pay gap, a gender pay gap as well. So we're getting paid less, so therefore we can put less into our pension pots, but we live longer. It's really, really, really challenging. It's something that we are being faced with, especially today. So you can go on the Female Invest website and find out like what type of investments people are making for their pensions, how much they're investing, and there's a range of different ages, and it's just never too late to start investing. Whether you've started in your 20s or your 30s or if you're your 50s, it's really never too late, and that's the key message that I wanted to kind of convey today. So as I mentioned, Female Invest have a weekly webinar which is free, completely free. All you need to do is sign up and attend. So I'll leave the link for that down below. I definitely think that the first thing you can do, the first actionable thing that you could do, is to make yourself financially literate, and there's no better way of doing that than just signing up to the free webinar to learn some more from the experts. The second thing that I do every day to try to invest in myself and in my future is to do with my health. Now, I'm sure we're all in the same boat. We don't think about our health, and we don't think about trying to prolong our health until we actually get sick. And it's in that moment that you think, oh my God, I really appreciate my health, right? So it's always important to try and think about what you're doing every day, little things that you can do every single day to help you with your future and to help you be a more healthy person in general. Of course, diet, fitness, I'm not going to mention that. I'm sure you guys know what that is, but there are three kind of small things that I do every single day to help promote my health. The first is sleeping habits and promoting healthy sleeping routines. Now, I have a 7-month-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm not one to speak about healthy sleeping, but that's not my fault. But what I do try my best to do is try to get as much sleep as possible, and healthy sleep, so sleeping at a good time. I try to get into bed for between 10 to 11, sometimes even earlier, 9:30 if I can. But if I had no other dependents, I would definitely be in bed by 10 o'clock, waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Just trying to be as kind of routine as possible. Try to build those good sleeping habits, because when you sleep, there are so many benefits to your body and your cells. Getting enough sleep is so important for your body to be able to repair and for your memory to be able to sort of reconfigure. The second is by reducing stress. Now, I know this is easier said than done, but stress is a huge trigger for so many different complications like skin problems, hair loss, weight gain. So many different aspects are impacted by stress. So by reducing stress and thinking about what stress you have in your life, and reducing that is a way of investing in today but also in your future. And then the third is by taking vitamin supplements, and this is a really easy one. You know, we live in a country where I live in the UK, there's barely any sun here, so we're probably lacking lots of different vitamins like vitamin D and vitamin C, etc. And so it's really important that we try to supplement those and make sure that we're having a healthy sort of balance, and that's something that you can just do. It takes 10 seconds to do every single day. The third is knowledge, so investing in your knowledge. Now, growing up, I was someone who was kind of just told, like, anything you learn has to have an end goal. So it's either for exams, or it's either for a job, or it's, you know, something you're trying to impress and trying to kind of, I guess, pass a mark for something. So I didn't really learn anything for the sake of learning it. Like, I didn't learn an instrument, I didn't learn a language. Like, these are things that I would get my children to do and encourage my children to do, because I think it's really important for, you know, for your long term and making you a more kind of wholesome person. But it's never too late. I'm still on that journey of trying to learn things just because I find it interesting and because it could be beneficial to me in the future for whatever reason, but not to do with like education or work. And actually, there's a lot of study and research that shows that lifelong learning promotes longevity and promotes better brain health, because what happens is you're putting your brain in this position of kind of challenge and discomfort, and so you're stretching yourself, you're stretching your brain, you're stretching your prefrontal cortex, and you're making it more active because you have to think about what it is that you're doing, right? So let's say right now I go to brush my teeth, I'm just using muscle memory. I'm not really challenging myself because that's something that I do every single day. But if I go now and try to learn how to, I know how to ride a bike, how to roller skate, right? I don't know how to do that. That's going to get me out of my comfort zone, and it's going to stretch my mind. There's also a really easy way that you can invest in your mind and in your knowledge, and that's by just listening to podcasts and just putting it in the background, reading books, things like that, where you don't have to really go out there and like pick up an instrument, but you can just kind of have it in the background and learn something new. The fourth way is by traveling, and when I say traveling, I don't necessarily mean getting on a plane and going, you know, crossing the border. What I mean is just exploring and finding out, you know, going for an adventure and like rediscovering your city. There's actually a lot of health benefits that are associated with travel, and you probably really want to hear this because you want to book a flight, but actually you can get these same health benefits in your own city, and one of them is decreased stress, because you're out there, you're looking for something new, you're excited, you're in this like zone of like what can I find. And then the second is you also have a better you're walking more, so you weight loss. That's also one that's associated with it, and research shows that those that travel more tend to eat better as well, have better diet. And interestingly, I also found a paper where they said that those that traveled more had better heart health, because I'm assuming, I can't remember what it said in the paper, but I'm assuming it's because you're going from like different altitudes, you're going to like different parts of the world, and so your body's experiencing varying atmospheric space as opposed to kind of just being comfortable in the one space. And I do remember when I went to Ethiopia, because it's more highland, when I came back to the UK, I could breathe so much easier because my heart had kind of become accustomed to those oxygen levels and that kind of atmosphere, which I found really interesting. And then the last one is creativity. So I invest in myself every single day by trying to do something creative and trying to like follow a passion. So even like just sitting here and recording this YouTube video, as a result, like I'm doing this, I do it almost every day. I've learned how to do video editing, how to like use a camera, how to use a microphone, and how to use all this technology that I would never have touched before. And when you engage in a new skill, there's research that shows that you are thickening the brain's prefrontal cortex, which is a cortex that is activated when you're boosting your confidence. And also what you're doing is you are allowing the brain to be more malleable. It was initially previously thought that the brain was quite fixed in how malleable it was after childhood. Researchers and neuroscientists used to think that once you've passed a certain age, that's it, what you know is what you know, your brain is kind of like solidified, if you like. But actually recent research has shown that no, the brain is still malleable up until you get old, and if you do learn something new, you are able to reshape your brain and kind of reconfigure, and so being able to constantly learn and constantly like pick up a new skill means that you're helping yourself stay active today, but you're also helping yourself and your brain for the future. And then obviously you're more happy as well when you're learning something new that has like you just for the sake of it, like you're more happy, and that's something that you really should appreciate and something that you should be really chasing, and investing in yourself, trying to be more happy today, but also for the future too. I hope this video helped you think about some things that you can do to invest in yourself, and you can start those things today. These are all things that I throw into my day almost every day, almost at least once a week, and then little easy things that in increments will give you pay dividends in the next 10-20 years. Like I said, don't forget to click on the link in my description bar where you can sign up to the Female Invest weekly webinar and learn more about financial investing, and let me know in the comments down below sort of what would you consider that you're doing every single day, and that is an investment, whether it's financial or not. What is something that you are doing to invest in yourself every single day? Subscribe, as always, give me a like if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.